According to the Holy Scriptures, Yahweh Shai, the Son of the Most High, is set to bring immortality to the nation of Israel, the elect, via establishing the tabernacle of David. As we talk about the second coming of who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, he is coming to take down this current world ruled by Esau, Edom, and establish a righteous kingdom, which is synonymous with the throne of David. That's scriptural, which is a government that's going to run this world in righteousness.
After this manner therefore pray ye, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
A transfer of rulership is coming, and the kingdom of heaven will be on earth. Righteousness will be spread throughout the whole four corners of the earth. Wickedness will be put down. Eternal life. That's what's promised to the elect. All right, all Israel, but it starts with the elect. And that's how the earth will be governed by immortals, perfect angelic forces who are going to come down and rule on earth. Extraterrestrial bodies will be able to do things that humans do, but in heavenly bodies, like eating, drinking. Did not Yahweh Shai say he's going to drink wine with us in the kingdom? Well, how do you drink wine with a spiritual body? Well, we're going to have out of this world capabilities in those new bodies.
You guys are going.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Can y'all hear me?
Go on.
Yeah, I can hear you.
First, right there. First and foremost, we love y'all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakadash, double unto the Apostle Edison GMS, citation to your brother Push Word of truth and sincere four corners. We GMS Mississippi Camp, and I'm gonna let the brothers take over.
Come. So Lord will, you brothers and sisters will be
edified.
Come. So what we want to get into, all right, this week, weekly live stream, and as one of the headlines, dealing with this clown, DJ, all right, Nero Trump, okay, and his latest gimmick, which we know that this guy, he's been put forth in front of the American public, to put on a show, a distraction, as the elites, all right, dismantle this American empire and bring in a new world order, all right. So his latest antics, his back and forth with the Pope, all right, his depiction of him, okay, as as Jesus, okay, which at the end of the day, like the brothers priest Lamar said before we got started, Trump is a descendant of Jesus, all right, dealing with this clown Caesar Borgia, all right, the son of Rodrigo Borgia, one of the popes of Rome, one of the Edomite popes of Rome, because when you even go back into their history, that's when those Edomites came back into power during that era, because it was or the father of Caesar Borgia. He was the Pope, all right, that gave, his blessings, all right, to the conquistadors to come over here and start conquering Jake, man. When you go into their history. So at the end of the day, everything is just coming out to the forefront. This devil just plainly showing who he is, all right, because he's at the end, and the scripture say it real quick. Get that in Mark chapter 4, verse 22, and then we'll get that in Job 9 and 24, and then we'll segue to the video, if a brother ain't got nothing. Is something else you want to say, Lamar, before we got into it?
No, we good, bro.
Okay, come. Yeah, you get that in Mark 4 and 22, bro.
This is the book of Mark, chapter 4, starting at verse 22. This is how Shah speaking. It says, "For there is nothing hid which shall not be manifested, neither was anything kept secret, but that it should come abroad."
Yep, so everything is coming abroad. Everything is manifesting. All truth is being manifested in the earth, man. And no one can say that they didn't know. All right, you Israelites, they're still simple, following this man, following this system. Okay, you still into Christianity, like, all this truth that has come forth, and these devils show you what they are. Here this man is, he played like he was this conservative Christian, and he was all about the Bible and making America Christian again. But then he's giving mockery to the Bible, which we know, all right, this whole Jesus Christ character, is a character, all right, created by Esau to push Edomite supremacy through the Bible, going back to Caesar Borgia. Okay. But we know that this devil is very blasphemous when it comes to how he deals with the scriptures, how he deals with the Most High, and this is a token of who he is, because the scriptures say that he covered the faces of the judges thereof, which we're going to get. Okay. Because the true, all right, Israelites, all right, the true God of the Bible, his son, Yahweh Shai, which his name is not Jesus, okay, are dark-skinned men. Okay. The true judges, all right, when you go into the scriptures, are dark-skinned men. You see? But these devils, they did exactly what the scripture said they would do, which is he covered the faces of the judges thereof, which is a token of who he is, man. So everything is being laid out there plainly for who the devil is, who's the wicked, right before he's judged. So let's get that real quick, bro. And then we'll segue to that Dabu, or brother that had nothing. You got it, bro.
I think Priest Locke said he got some.
Okay, come, you guys a lot. You get a lot.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 10, starting at verse 26. It says, "Fear them not, therefore, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, and hid that shall not be known."
Everything they doing, everything they try to hide, try to polish, try to pretty up, how about Shemel will expose it to a prophet, or or just straight up reveal them, have one of his own tongues fall upon themselves, that truth coming out, no matter how hard they try to hide it, no matter what they try to do. How about Shemel Shah is putting the spotlight on them. So every little move, every little twitch, they exposed. All lies, all deceits, all illusions are being shown. This man ain't got it anymore.
Yeah, bro. And we can get that Job 9:24 Bible shot.
This is Job chapter 9, starting at verse 24. It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof, if not where, and who is he?
Yeah, and this is a token, this latest little gimmick, dealing with Trump. All right, it just, makes prophecy and makes the scriptures, be validated. Okay, because who's the only nation of people? I remember Elder Tazwan, he used to say this all the time. What nation of people has done this? Okay, you look at the Moabites, look at the Ishmaelites. Okay, you look at Elam. All right, what other nation of people has pushed themselves as the Most High, pushed themselves as the Messiah, and pushed that image throughout the earth? Okay, said that they the chosen people. They're King David. They're all these great men of the Bible. These great Israelite men of the Bible. Okay, the princes of power. Okay, what other nation has done this, man, and made the image? Okay, made movies about it. Made, you go to Jake Church, and it's an image of this nigga Caesar Borgia as the Messiah. So, what nation have covered the faces of the judges thereof, man? Esau, Edom. Okay, so this is nothing because the Lord has Esau on trial. Okay, and now all the evidence is coming out. He's the only one guilty of doing it. Okay, so the scriptures leave breadcrumbs that lead back to the wicked. Okay, so this is one of the major tokens that this man is the wicked that the Bible speaks of, man. Now to the rest of the world, they just look at this as a distraction, something to talk about. But we know what it is in the spirit. The Lord just making it plain, all right, that this is the wicked that the Bible speaks of, man. And that's Esau nature to be blasphemous against the Most High. But we can go to the video. Unless a brother had some. If a brother ain't had none, we go here to the video.
I got one for you, bro. Don't nobody else have one.
All right, come on with that.
Because are you saying ultimately Esau is blasphemy against the scriptures? And the scriptures, that there are few scriptures that exactly identifies and describes Yahweh Shema Shah. And nowhere in the scripture says that he's a blonde hair, blue eyed, pale skin, transparent, white man. So I just want to grab one of those precepts real quick. This is Revelation 1:13. It says, in the midst of the seven candlesticks, one like the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and the grit about the paths with a golden girdle. Verse 14.
Golden girdle.
Golden girdle through the water. Verse 14. And now it's about to hear the point. It's going into it's describing Yahweh Shah. It says his head and his hairs are white like wool. Wool is a curly texture, almost like sheep's fur. It's a curly, thick texture. Nowhere is it thin and silky and look like cat hair. It said, and it was white as snow. And it says their eyes were like a flame of fire. Nowhere that's not blue. Ultimately, they was going into correct me if I'm wrong. Going into that anger. And then verse 15, it says, now it's describing his skin color. It says his feet were like unto fine brass. Fine brass is like it's like a brand new shiny penny, as if they were burned in a furnace. So it's the complete opposite of what the picture of Cesare Borgia they have painted it out to be. And his voice was as many waters going into how deep his voice was and his voice carried. But ultimately, the point is we have precept upon precept that distinctly describes Yahweh Shema Shah, and so there's no way around it and no excuse if you still believe in that that picture of Cesare Borgia.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And just going back, you can go ahead and cue that video up, but just going into the point, like Lamar said earlier, y'all should still be in the uproar that they paint the Messiah as an Edomite. Not that Trump doing it, because like the brother Lamar said, Esau Ben did that. They did that over 400 years ago. Okay, so it's just a different Edomite doing the same thing because it's all off. Any Edomite portraying himself to be the Messiah is off. But you got it, bro.
Which one did you want for first, bro?
The one with Dabu.
Con.
We've got outrage here with a lot of people mad at Trump over this post that you see on the left, depicting himself as being the Messiah, killing someone. And this was in response to an argument basically with the Pope, where he was saying that the Pope isn't much of anything. Basically, he's only in there because Trump's president, letting his ego fly as he always does. and the Pope responding not happy, other people responding not happy to the image in mass. What's left of his fractured face is coming out, and just kind of flabbergasted, it seems. People can't believe that they're seeing this, and there's no excuse for it. Now, when you dive into this further, this shows a dark entity above him and behind him, like over his shoulder, as you can see right here. This dark entity looks to have wings, and he has 3 horns on his head, not a halo. Now, considering horns, this ties into biblical prophecy big time. Some people liken the imagery to the warning in Daniel 7, which describes a rising ruler who overthrows 3 kingdoms or kingdoms as he gains power. 3 kings or kingdoms as he gains power through the biblical text. And he goes on to mirror, you have Daniel 7 and then you have Revelation. But you consider the horns, and behold, there came up amongst them another little horn, and 3 of the first horns were uprooted before it. That reads Daniel 7:8. 3 horns subdued in Revelation. This is wild. The little horn that we've spoke of over and over again, and now you have this, basically a confirmation with this 3-horned entity behind Trump, their Gentile Messiah. They call him that, right? So the ego on overload here, and I'm going to tell you, the outrage has exploded from the people out there. This goes deep. I'm going to have to cover this in greater detail on the live stream. Make sure to join me going live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, covering all this madness and a whole lot more. Let me know what you guys think below. Much love.
So let's deal with that Daniel 7:7, because the fact that you had that look like a demon, with 3 horns. All right. Well, when you go into Daniel 7:7, it speaks about that little horn, which is speaking of America, and everyone's trying to go into the Bible, but the Lord, has raised up the prophets in these latter days to bring out, the full understanding of everything we're seeing, because Trump, which he's the president of, America, all right, which America is that little horn, which you're going to get. So let's get Daniel 7:7 and just go into those 3 horns. And we'll jump around, and break down, get to the point. But you got it, bro, Daniel 7:7.
Come on, this book of Daniel, chapter 7, verse 7. After this, I saw in the night's vision, and behold, a 4th beast, dreadful and terrible, and strong exceedingly, and it had great iron teeth. It devoured and break in pieces, and stomped the residue with the feet of it, and it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns.
Yeah, so this 4 beasts is speaking of the ancient Roman Empire, and it was strong exceedingly, militarily, economically, politically, all right, but mainly militarily, man. Those Roman legions, wreaked havoc, all right, on the kingdoms of the earth, had great iron teeth, they're Roman steel, okay, but ultimately they're sword, okay, and it broke in pieces, the kingdoms of the earth and subdued them to the Roman Empire. It stomped out, kingdoms, okay, and made it conform to Rome, all right? And it said it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, because the beasts before it were monarchs, okay? Or you had kings, all right? You had dynasties, but the Roman Empire, okay, was built off, a Senate house, elections, okay? You had the Caesar, all these were this was a different format of government that was different from those other empires that came before. The Babylonian, the Syrian Babylonian Empire, the Medo-Persian Empire, and the Greek Empire. Okay, But you read on verse 8.
Good. Verse 8. It says, I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, before whom there were three of the first horns plucked up by the roots. And behold, in this horn there were eyes like the eyes of a man, and a mouth speaking great things.
Yeah, so when you go into those little horns, all right, because of the ancient Roman Empire, which you look at the map of ancient Rome, it's the same map. It's almost the same map of Europe today. All right, and when you go into Europe, during the time of the Renaissance, when Rome was revived back in the earth, by these Edomites, you had three, all right, major empires. Okay, you had the French Empire. Okay, you had the British Empire, and you had the Spanish Empire. Those are those three horns. All right, in America, which is a spin off of a British, okay, would rise to become a superpower and overtake, okay, the British, all right, the Spanish, and the French, okay, because you had the War of Independence, 1776 with the British, all right, you had the Spanish American War, all right, and you had the French American War, which America, prevailed, all right, in all those wars, okay, and will grow into the superpower, all right, that will become their horde that ride the beast, man. Okay, this modern Roman Empire, okay, which America, all right, is that dominant government, has been that dominant government, okay, of this new Roman Empire, man. America, NATO, and EU. Okay, so America's that little horn, all right, and it said it had eyes like a man and a mouth speaking great things, and this is what we're seeing. This mouth speaking great things, man. Even this whole, all right, New World Order agenda, man. That's this devil speaking great things against the Most High. Okay, he's trying to undermine the Most High with technology, man. Okay, America has been, at the forefront of rebellion against Yahweh Bashim Al Shai in the earth. That's why their whore is known as what? The mother of harlots. Okay, you go into the word mother in the Greek, it goes in matar, which goes into the motherland, or the source. Okay, so when you see anti-Messiah behavior in the earth, well, the source of it comes from America, man. That mouth speaking great things, man. America culture, all right, is nothing but a great rebellion against Yahweh Bashim Al Shai, man, against the Messiah. You see, Yahweh Shai, So this devil to have that in that picture, man, this just speaks volumes when it comes to prophecy being fulfilled, all right, through these Edomites, man, and this little horn being America, man, and America finna fall, any other brother has something? Cause I got another video real quick if a brother that had, man.
Yeah, no, I just want to say something though, and if you really think about it,
Oh, you
like
got
your
a
name,
brother?
like when your name, you said them three horns, French,
Come.
what you call it, Spain, and the British. And if you notice something about that though, like we got conquered by the British English people.
Mm-hmm.
Levi got conquered by the damn French fuckers. Yeah, and
Northern
then
tribe.
Spain they got the Northern Kingdom. So I just put that together. So that's how, and you really think about that. That's who they were superpower, but they one took over our people too. Them three nations, them three
Come,
king, what we call nation, wherever they are. Yeah, but
come,
I just thought about that.
come,
That's
bro.
all I had, brothers.
So I got another quick video, real quick, about a minute and something. I'm gonna share it from my side, bro. It's with your boy Scott Ritter. You know what I'm saying? He go crazy on Trump, man. I know Tyler one. You gonna like this, Tyler one.
Yeah.
Goddamn Trump, he finna go ballistic. Hold on, let me play this, and then y'all brothers got it after that. We'll get to that cruel Lord. How you want to run it out the list from mine? But I just want to play this real quick.
Nah, keep running the way you run it, bro.
That's where he came out and said separation between. There will be a separation here. There must be. Donald Trump is the opposite of that. He is claiming to be Christ. That image you just showed up, he is Christ. He is doing Christ-like activities. This is not a separation of church and state. This is bringing it together. Slam dunk. Look at this. This man should go straight to hell for this. First of all, Donald, you've never been in that good a shape, you fat piece of orange face manure. I mean, my God. And then, hey, if I'm a black American, I'm sort of concerned. There's no black Americans there. There's no Hispanic Americans there. There's no Asian Americans there. It's just a bunch of white people looking up at a white Jesus. This is disgusting. This is despicable. And then he posted another picture of himself as the Pope, implying that somehow he is, could be a better job at the head of the Catholic Church. And there is photograph of people coming to the White House, praying, laying hands on him as if he is a direct conduit to the Lord God Almighty. Donald Trump is Satan personified. Only an evil man would do this. No God-fearing person would ever allow this to happen. No God-fearing person would ever allow this to happen. This is disgusting, despicable, and it needs to be stopped. I mean, literally, people, wake up. This man is sick. This is extreme, malignant, narcissistic behavior. This is a psychopath that we have in the White House today, and that image proves it. He thinks he's Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
Do the
goddamn Scott, goddamn. Boy, y'all been having Scott mad since January 28th, goddamn. That boy been going crazy on the small hats and Trump. Yeah, he been pissed, goddamn. Yeah. Yeah, Scott really guaranteed to snap every interview. He gonna have like a 2-minute, spaz, But yeah, man, and it's beautiful, man, to see these Edomites get led, straight to the judgment, man. It's beautiful to see this, man. And they're divided more than ever on every level, man. Y'all brothers had a precept?
Kind.
You got it, bro.
Can you give me Matthew chapter 24, verse 3 to 5?
This book of Matthew, chapter 24, starting at verse 3, it says, and he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? What shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? And Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many.
Like that was through these false religions like Christianity and all the denominations of those, but also you're gonna have people actually saying they are Yahushua, or they're gonna be using the fake name, and we have an example of that. We have an example like a time stamp, a stamp or where we at in time, where we at. We are in the last days. A lot of people still don't believe that, a lot of people still believe this place got a few more decades in her. Nah, we are in them times,
Brother. Any brother? What else? Any other brother got something?
I got a quick.
Yeah, you give me Isaiah chapter 47 verses 1 down to verse 5.
Yeah.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 47, starting at verse 1. It says, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne. O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate.
And see, this devil gonna be so confused, and they gonna understand how his kingdom is gonna fall in such a rapid pace, man. His kingdom is gonna go down fast, and it's in the scriptures. What it said, how has thou fallen, O Lucifer? Just as quick as this devil was risen up, the Lord gonna take him down just as quick, man. It's gonna feel like he's never was in power, And he's not. This place is not tender and delicate, man. America is some stone, cold-hearted villains, man, run by wickedness, man. These people have no concern or no, consideration on how they do the people in the world, man. They just some malicious type mindset devils, man. So the Lord is not going to have these other countries looking at them as tender and delicate anymore. You know, you got it, bro.
Come on. Back in Isaiah 47 verse 2, it says, take the millstones and grind meal, uncover our locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Thy
Keep going, bro.
Thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Yeah, the shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man.
Right. So this devil finna be exposed on every level. And y'all just brought that out through the spirit, man. In the beginning, it was Mark the 4th chapter. There's nothing hid that won't be uncovered. You know, so the Lord is exposing this devil, man, by the 3 witnesses, okay? The northern kingdom, southern kingdom, you know, the Lord's prophets preaching and teaching and exposing this devil, as well as that 3rd witness was the whistleblowers, you know, even of his own nation, man. So he's being exposed on every level, man. You know, his nakedness is being shown. So everybody is seeing the things that this devil has done throughout the past and things he's doing now. And they're acknowledging that this nigga is a complete demon, man. You got it, bro.
Come on. Verse 4. As for our Redeemer, the Lord Yahweh Shema Shah of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel.
Son, and the Lord said he's not going to meet thee as a man, you know, because he walked the earth as Yahweh Shai, being that sacrificial lamb, went on the cross and, you know, gave up his life for his elect, you know, starting with the elect in the nation of Israel. But see, this time when he comes back, he's coming back as that angelic being, man. Okay? He's coming back as the angelic being to lightly say, get his lick back, man. Because, you know, the scriptures go into how every eye should see him, even those that pierced him. So those who pierce the Lord are going to reap that judgment when Yahweh Shai returns, man. You know, as well as 2/3, as well as these wicked nations, Esau, Edom, definitely. You know, and that's what we're hasting for, the return of Yahweh Shai. So, because it's all prophecy, man. We're seeing, you know, prophecy coming to pass. We're seeing the exposure of this devil. We're seeing the wars, the rumors of wars. We're seeing everything that the Lord said was going to happen play out, man. So we know that Yahweh Shai is soon to return, man. Just by the way prophecy is going forward. You got it, bro.
Come, verse 5. Sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms.
Right. So this devil, his kingdom, his rulership is over with, man. Okay, no one is gonna be giving acknowledgement to America being this power force, man, in the near future. Because this devil's rulership is gonna be thrown down, man. We always go to it in Joel, the 3rd chapter. Let the weak say I'm strong. The other nations are not fearful of America and his army or his military anymore, man. You know, they're standing up and other nations are coming together because these devils, America, under the rulership of Nero, who's being controlled by the elites, you know, they're not as fearful or put out as much fear as they used to, man, because the other nations are coming together and a lot of them are backdooring America, you know, and that's in Ezekiel 38 chapter, man. A lot of these other nations gonna come together and slide to the left with these other nations, Russia, China, Iran, Turkey, and the list goes on. And this devil's rulership is gonna be annihilated, man. And we know they're all gonna come together during this war, you know, over there in the Middle East or Western Asia. And they're gonna try to fight Yahweh Shai, man. But like he said, he would not meet thee as a man. So when Yahweh Shai comes with the holy host of angels, man, he's gonna eradicate the standing forces of these nations, man, and righteousness will be set forth on the earth. That's all I got, bro.
Hey, real quick, I know you got one too, Yah. We got you next, bro. Well, since you said that alliance, I got this picture. You talked about the alliance with Russia and them. Yeah, they got the new death row out there, man.
Oh man,
you got Putin, Iran, China. Yeah. hey, Tyler, come to death row, man. You tired? Some boys said, "Come to death row, man." I know y'all tired of America video, man. Come to death row, man. You know. But yeah, I just want to share that, bro.
Damn.
I said, damn.
That's a good one though.
Good. Yeah, that shit funny as hell, man.
That had to be Jake, bro.
Yeah, bro. But what you got, Yah? I know.
Yeah, bro. They want all the smoke. Yeah, I just had something real quick.
Come to death row, man.
I just had something real quick. I got the definition of God complex real quick. Then I got a couple of precepts. So I got it in the Google real quick. I'm gonna read. It says, a God complex is an unshakable belief characterized by consistency, inflated feelings of personal ability, privilege, or infability. You know, it says the person is also highly dogmatic in their views, meaning the person speaks of their personal opinions as though they were unquestionably correct. You know, so the Lord got these, the Lord got them like, they just got it. They it, man. You know, that pride of their heart have deceived them. You know, so but we understand also how that pride go before that pride in the heart of spirit go before a fall, in the destruction. So how about Shmuel Shai? He's strategically setting these people up, and he put them in that haughty spirit to where I don't think they can be touched. I mean, they the shit, right? So ultimately we know they're gonna be touched, and even the people that groom after their own like-mindedness. So I got this Baba Shai. Get that 2 Thessalonians 2:4, Baba Shai. Hey, and while you're getting it, bro, I'm gonna just read this. I typed it in chat. It says, I asked, how does Esau have a God complex? It says, it said, I answer you straight. But it said, but I'm gonna keep it grounded. In scripture, it says, not emotionally overly broad. It says he's acting like he's in ultimate control, thinking he's the authority and his authority is absolute. Believing he can define right and wrong. He put himself in the place of the Most High. So this is what this devil is. This is how he aligning himself in the spirit. In the spirit of Yahushua. Which is the spirit of prophecy, because the Lord directing this man's steps for his ultimate fall.
Let me go get that for you, bro.
Come on, you got it, bro. Second Thessalonians 2:4.
Come on, it's in the spirit. I was looking for that one earlier. This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 4. Who opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he, as the Most High, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High.
Right. See, thing about it is he think that he is even this image. What they say, what your boy said? What the name of that guy? You said, was getting on his ass. You say been having goddamn upset since January 28th.
Scott Riddle.
Yeah. We say like this nigga like think he the Gentile Messiah or whatnot, but we understand those Gentiles are Israelites, but even going into that deception, like man, these nations can make it. But the Lord, that's already been straightened out. How about Shmuel Shai and already taken that's flattened out with prophecy, with the spirit, with the scriptures, man. We know these nations can't get it, man. These nations not gonna get it, man. So yeah, this devil, he moving like the way he moving, he set himself up like he think he the Most High. He want to know ultimately, you know, he gonna want to know every he want to track every person's whereabouts and have control over everything in the earth. But he only allotted a specific time to rule because we understand the boundaries this nigga got, man. We understand his boundaries, but he's been deceived to where he don't even understand his own boundaries, man. So, but the Lord about to put some on their ass, man. I got another one, bro. Oh yeah. I want that what's that? The Exodus. You know, going into the spirit of Pharaoh. You know, when Moses and Aaron went and told Pharaoh to let his people go, I think it's Exodus 2 and 5. Listen. Now 5 and 2. You can start at 1, Baba Kashai. Get 1 and 2.
Cause that's one you wanted, bro. You said Exodus 5 and 1.
1 and 2.
Cause this is the book of Exodus chapter 5, starting in verse 1. It says, and afterward Moses and Aaron went in and told Pharaoh, thus says the Lord Yahweh, power of Israel, let my people go, that they may hold a feast unto me in the wilderness. And Pharaoh said, who is the Lord Yahweh, that I shall obey his voice and let Israel go? I know not the Lord Yahweh, neither will I let Israel go.
Yeah, so this is it right here. This the point. This is the same. They come in the same spirit. Who is the Most High? He know I'm not. You know. He got this accuracy right here too. Like, hey, they don't know the Lord, man. Not to know that, going back into the deception that they're being deceived. You know, the Lord it's the Lord who really just blindfold their ass, man. But this is the same way this devil was moving in the earth. But he gonna end up with a worse judgment than Pharaoh had in Egypt, man. And the Lord also referred this place into even Egypt. You know, Sodom and Egypt. So I got one more, bro.
What you got?
I got one more. Let's see. Oh yeah. It's a lot. Well, it's the same thing. Isaiah 14, 13, and 14. Yep. You know, just to back up, it's about the same thing.
You 2 for 2 on me, bro. Good. This is Isaiah. Let me start at 12.
Come on, you can start at 12.
Good. This is Isaiah 14 to 12. It says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations?
So, this you can see, real quick, the Lord wrapping this dude up. This rulership is being wrapped up, man. Real quick and strategic. You know, going into those boundaries. The Lord got this man set to where he got to fall. But the Lord, you got to also understand, the Lord ruling the kingdom of man. So he letting this devil just run rapid, but he got a goddamn wall he finna run into, man. You know, that wall gonna be Yahweh Shai. You know?
Mm-hmm. Come.
You got it, bro.
Come. Like I said, the Lord has given bounds that he shall not pass. Verse 13, it says, for thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation and the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High.
Yeah. Going to this nigga goddamn his space stations and all. You know, but ultimately, this devil, he truly got a God complex. He think he's the Most High. He think there's no one above him. He ain't got an answer to the Most High. Everything got an answer to him. You know, so again, this dude has been set up for the biggest fall in history, man. You know, that's all I had, bro.
Bro, you know, brother had something.
Con.
You got it, bro. Then after you get yours, we'll get that last video dealing with Trump, that cruel Lord. Well, you got it, bro.
You give me Psalms chapter 10, start from verse 2, and read down to we're gonna read down to 6.
What's on there, bro?
Psalms chapter 10, start from verse 2. Wish I got it up. Cause this is the book of Psalms chapter 10, starting at verse 2. The wicked in his pride doeth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. God, you see, these elites, these Edomites believe they gonna get something off, you know, and it's pride. And his pride does he persecute the poor. You know, his pride, he thinks he's got everything planned out. Because why? He thinks he is like the Most High, you know? He thinks that he can do it, that he is him, that he'll do anything he likes, you know, without repercussion, without all bounds. No, how about Shema Shai about to show this man? You got it? Verse 3, it says, for the wicked boasted of his harsh desires, blessed the covetous, whom the Lord Yahweh abhorred. God, you know, he boasted in his harsh desire. You know, he be showing people what he got going, what he wants to get off. You know how he moves in the earth. You know he really believes that he's that guy. You know. How about Shema Shai is going to show him that he is just a man. Mm-hmm. Continue. Verse 4, the wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after the Most High. The Most High is not in all his thoughts. You see, they're not counting on prophecy. They're not counting on Yahweh Shai. You know, they're not counting on anything that Yahweh Shai has set in order to happen, to fall through. Because it's been so long, you know. Because what's that scripture? Because judgment is not executed speedily. So how about Shema Shai has them set in their own ways, has their pride so high that they just gonna go straight forward, fall in their own trap. Just like verse 2 said, they're gonna fall in their own trap. You got it.
Hey, can I say something?
Okay.
Yeah, so that's like when Lord told Cain, with the sacrifice. He knew what he's supposed to do, sacrifice. Guess what? He did what the fuck he wanted to do. And it's the same spirit Esau was in. He did what he wanted to do. I'm not thinking about the Lord, because Esau hate righteousness. He hate righteousness, man. I'm gonna do whatever it take to piss the Lord off. And that's what he do. He don't care. Like he could go through the earth and do the shit he want to do. Fuck the consequences. Fuck these people. I want this. I want that. And who cares? Right? That's how they move, man. Like they just don't care about righteousness. All right, that's all I got, bros. But you can give it to your precept. My bad, bro.
Come on, I got this for the brother too. And a few brothers have been going into it. Just some real quick on the chat. Let me bring it up. I had asked it. I said, what would a person's actions be if he thought he was like he was the Most High? I worded that wrong, but you get it. It says if someone genuinely believes that they are the Most High, and it says often the term associated with Yahweh, who is the Heavenly Father. It says their behavior could vary a lot depending on the personality, context, or whether there's an underlying mental issue. And Esau really got a mental problem, because you sit here and you think about it, like this devil really think he can pull this off. Like this is what you think about. This nigga really tweaking, as Jake say. Like he really think he can pull this off, trying to run the world, redo creation, and, judge the world and everything like that. Like Esau really got a mental problem. All right, and here are just some of the characteristics, and brothers can chime in. it says grandiosity and certainty. It says they may speak with absolute authority as their words are unquestionable truth. They might believe they have supreme powers, knowledge, or a divine mission. Going back to a couple months ago, how everybody was saying Trump has been anointed to start the war and Armageddon and you know all that. They feel like they have this divine mission set, and that's why Trump can move the way he's moving, because they really truly believe this. You know, number two, it says preaching and proclaiming.
Well, they do. On the left hand side, the nigga is divine. You know, he's just not. You know, he's divine on the left hand side to fulfill prophecy. You know, because you know Trump is a puppet. You know, but he's a special spirit on the left hand side to create controversy. You know, like he was built for this moment. You know, to be the nigga that caused all this controversy in the earth and caused the end of American empire. You know, Nero caused, you know, the fire to come to Rome. You know, he set fire to Rome. So Trump is coming back at Nero doing the same thing. He set fire to Rome, you know, and it's going to literally be on fire before it's all said and done, you know. So you have the divine on the right hand and the divine on the left, you know. So this nigga is appointed, all right, for a particular purpose on the left hand side to fulfill the Lord's will, man. You know, but these devils push as if, you know, they are the Most High. You know, they're going to undermine and replace the Most High, man. You know, but you got it, bro.
Good. It says, number two, it says preaching and proclaiming. They could try to teach others or correct people's beliefs or claim they have been chosen to guide or judge others. Conversation may revolve around their identity or purpose. You know, going into how, you know, these small heads have pushed that they're the chosen people. You know, they have the ability to judge, and Esau, even America, think that they have the ability. Well, the Lord has given them the military might to do so, but previously, because them niggas getting the shirt tore off of them now, but they can just pop up and feel like they can judge other nations and tell other nations what they can and can't do. You know, they're acting as a judge. Number three, it says reduce regard for rules or limits, and that goes directly to your boy DJ Trump. You know, because he has no regards for any rules, Congress, or any type of procedures or processes or anything that has been set in place, especially when it comes to the words of Yahweh Shema Shah. It says they may feel like normal laws, social norms, or consequences don't apply to them. This can lead to risky or impulsive behavior. And we saw that. Trump think, and Esau as a whole think don't know rules apply to them. You know, they act out impulse. And when we came into this war, when Esau started it, he got everything from Congress telling him don't do this and don't do that, and Trump cornered himself. He had to either do it or what they call him taco now. Trump always chickening out, or he had to look weak. So they're always acting out impulse going into. As a corner, always going to every time they go on a mission. Somebody's always that mission creep. You know, number four, it says emotional intensity. Some others become very energized, or euphoric, or driven. Others have become irritable if questioned or challenged. And anytime you come up against Trump, he try to demonize you. You know, he going like same thing with the so-called Pope. Soon as he told Trump, no, I'm not a fan of him. You know, anybody that come up against him, he try to demonize him. Trump act like a big kid. He's very emotional. And then the last one, it says possible detachment from reality. If the belief is fixed and not open to discussion, it could be a delusion, often unseen in conditions like bipolar disorder or Slackadora mania or schizophrenic. They might misinterpret everyday events as signs or messages confirming their belief, ultimately going back to the point of America, and especially Trump, And everybody that's with that nigga is so far detached from reality because Iran is tearing their ass up and they really do believe that they got the upper hand. Like they really do believe that they have the upper hand on Iran when Iran is tearing their ass up. You know?
Well, they don't believe it, you know what I'm saying? They just push that shit to get the people to believe it. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no way they believe that because their actions show they don't believe it, you know. But they just push that shit, you know, it's propaganda, you know, to sway. Cause they tried to sell the war and they couldn't sell it, you know. But yeah, let's get that cause you know, at the end of the day, Trump is just for a show, you know what I'm saying? He's just a distraction. You know, you really can't take everything he do so serious. Don't buy into all them goddamn gimmicks and games that nigga got going on. Cause he just a puppet. You know, he ain't a factor. You know, he just spirit just used for controversy. You know, but as far as you know, as far as the way that the elites are moving and what they got next, you know what I'm saying? Trump is just a do boy to keep people distracted while they dismantle this bitch. And his spirit stir up controversy, man. You know, and he's gonna be the sitting president. It's looking like he's gonna be the sitting president when this bitch burn, man. You know. But yeah, segue to that video and let's get that Exodus, Isaiah 19:4. And say, Lamar, you can close it out. You can break it down. But let's play that video real quick, bro.
I think the brother had 2 more precepts in that song. You mean get those?
No, we'll wait. Y'all just do a lesson on it. If something y'all can break off and do. Get that last video and then get that out there. Yeah.
They're treating deploying troops. There's a brigade at Fort Polk, Louisiana that is getting ready to deploy. They're just about to start their last pre-deployment training before shipping out. Staff Sergeant Matthew Blank is part of that brigade. He's 23 years old, but he's already a staff sergeant. He enlisted at 18. He's been in the military for 5 years. He's already had deployments to the Middle East and Europe. Before this next deployment, happily, this past month, Staff Sergeant Blank got married. Big wedding in Texas. Very, very happy couple. Looking forward to starting a family together. Last week, he and his wife had their appointment at Fort Polk to get their married housing, get her military spouse ID. Instead, when they showed up at Fort Polk to register to get her military ID, ICE agents handcuffed her and took her to an immigrant prison. She has no criminal record of any kind. She was born abroad. She has lived here since she was a toddler. She teaches Sunday school. She's a few months from finishing her bachelor's degree in biochemistry. She is happily newly married to not only a U.S. citizen, but an active duty U.S. Army staff sergeant who is about to deploy. And how did he spend this weekend? He spent this weekend at the barbed wire gates of the Trump immigrant prison where they have now locked up his wife. Because, you know, they're going after the worst of the worst. This is the one thing the U.S. government is still even trying to do, right? And this comes after the U.S. Marines had to scramble to try to undo their announcement last week that the Marines would also have ICE agents stationed at the gates of Parris Island Recruiting Depot in South Carolina, where they apparently plan to arrest family members of newly minted U.S. Marines who were graduating from Marine basic training. They were going to arrest family members of those new Marines when they showed up for graduation for their loved one getting out of Marine Corps basic training. Welcome to the United States Marine Corps. Thank you for volunteering to give up your life for this country. We are locking up your family. We're going to pick them up at graduation. They announced that ICE agents would be at the gate at Marine basic training graduation. They then had to try to walk it back. They said it was an internal communication failure. I mean, look at how they're treating deploying troops. There's a brigade at Fort Polk, Louisiana that is getting ready to deploy. They're just about to start their last pre-deployment.
Come on, bro. You can get the Isaiah 19:4 for it, bro. Like I said, you got
Hey,
it,
bro.
Lamar. You close it.
I just want to say this.
Oh, you got it.
Man, look, I like, wow. That's some crazy shit, bro. That's some crazy ass shit. This nigga about to get deployed over there. He's sitting and waiting for his wife, and you gonna take that shit over there. Ain't gonna be in his fucking head. He gonna die over there, bro. But he gonna be too much think about that woman. This some crazy ass shit. Trump don't give a damn about nobody. that boy tough in the paint. But that's all I got, brothers.
He that cruel Lord. That's why you gotta go to that precept. You know what I'm saying? He's that cruel Lord. Ain't no doubt about it. You know. And then Trump, you go to Nero, you go into his history, and nigga was cruel, man. You know, you got it, bro.
God, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 19, verse 4. And the Egyptians will I give over into the land of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Shai, the Lord Yahweh of hosts.
Con, and we seeing DJ 47, man. Nero, he's doing it, man. You know, because the cruel Lord, when you go into cruel in the etymology, it says of suffering death, including or willing to make another suffer, disposed to inflict suffering, mental or physical, or any sentient being, rude, unfeeling, hard-hearted, rough, raw, bloody. I mean, this is Trump, man. And like, you know, how we go into how this is Nero, man. That nigga Nero, he murdered his own mother, man. How cruel is that? So you got this man who just a buck wild Tasmanian devil with the green light to do whatever he want to do, man. And see, and everything that's happening over there in the East, man, Western Asia, you know, with the wars over there, the Strait of Hormuz, you know, the bombings, Russia, Ukraine, all that, you know, it's happening. But it's some people have been distracted by that and forget there's still a war right here on the home front, so to speak. You know, Trump ain't forgot about pushing his ICE agents to, you know, raid, arrest, and apprehend people. That Revelation 12 and 12 ain't gone nowhere. He still has his agenda he's trying to meet. So there's going to be those particular wars still here, and it's going to only continue to escalate because you're going to have the economy steady collapsing, jobs being lost, famine coming, people not being able to eat, support their families, along with the detaining of people, man. You know, they don't talk about it much now, but alligator Alcatraz is still, you know, it's still in effect. So this cruel Lord is burning the candle on both ends, you know. So the prophecies are going to steady be fulfilled, man. Because like scripture again in Revelation 12 and 12, he's going to come down with that great wrath because he know he had but a short time. That's why the Lord got this nigga just doing shit everywhere, man. He got so many irons in the fire. Eventually, he's going to lose control, man. But that's what they want is the chaos. The order out of chaos, man. That boy, they can go ahead and, you know, implement that Quran, man. But it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse, man. And here in America, it's going to start getting real bloody over here. You know, because people going to be in dire straits. And when people, I think it was Apostle Gabar said, when people lose everything, they lose it. In a nutshell. So it's going to get bad over here, man. And it's run by this cruel Lord. And as the scripture goes to, as the ruler is, so is his people. Roughly paraphrased. So as crazy deranged as Trump is, people are going to be in that same stead when they start losing every damn thing. But that's all I got, bro.
Come on, bro. Well, point been made. You know, good information came out tonight. You know, brothers brought out a lot. You know, so Lord will, you know, you brothers, all right, and you few sisters edified once again. You want to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Akakadash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders, GMS, who rule well, teach well, being great examples towards younger brothers. And peace and blessings, salutation, hopefully, shalom.
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 Shalom.